The Lake Orion community came together to honor those who gave everything for their country during numerous ceremonies and events on Memorial Day.
Dignitaries celebrated the extension of the Paint Creek Trail, which now brings walkers, runners, and bicyclists into the heart of downtown Lake Orion.
Approximately 150 runners made their way onto the Polly-Inn Trail as they took part in Orion Township's annual Dragon Dash.
An estimated 55,000 people shopped for comics and collectibles and mingled with celebrities at the 29th annual Motor City Comic-Con in Novi.
Hello everyone, I'm Stacy Calloway.
And I'm Ian Gilmour.
We'll have those stories and more coming up on this edition of ONTV News. Summer seemed to arrive in full force over Memorial Day weekend, complete with scorching temperatures, but that didn't seem to deter the community from coming out and honoring those who fought and died for our country. At 9 a.m. on the morning of Monday, May 29th, members of the Lake Orion community gathered at East Lawn Cemetery on Orion Road for the first of several Memorial Day ceremonies. 600 flags marked the graves of veterans at 3 different cemeteries. American Legion Post 233 Commander John Ranville welcomed those in attendance and led a solemn ceremony on the grounds of the cemetery. Ladies Auxiliary President Robin Smith Cram placed a wreath at the base of the Veterans Monument.
Comrades, this day is sacred in the almost visible presence of those who have gone before us. We honor the memory of those who gave their lives in service for our country, and those others who have dropped their burdens by the wayside of life and are gone to eternal rest. May the ceremonies of today deepen your reverence for our dead. Let us renew our pledge of loyalty to our country and its flag. Let us resolve by work and deed to emphasize the privilege and duty of patriotism.
At 10 a.m., the group moved to Children's Park in downtown Lake Orion for a ceremony to honor those who have lost their lives at sea. This time, a wreath was dropped into the waters of Paint Creek.
The flowers may wither, but the spirit of which they are the symbol will endure until the end of time.
At 11 a.m., hundreds of patriotic residents lined the streets of downtown Lake Orion for the start of the annual Memorial Day Parade. Police Chief Jerry Narsh led the parade in the department's vintage 1941 Ford police car. His passenger was honored veteran Kenneth Smith. He was presented to the crowd by Ladies Auxiliary President Robin Smith Cram, who also happened to be his daughter. Kenneth Smith is a veteran of the U.S. Navy, serving in Vietnam from 1966 to 1970. Following the brief ceremony, the parade continued with community groups and military vehicles traveling down Flint Street, then turning right onto Broadway on their way to the Eman Center. Immediately following the conclusion of the parade, approximately 180 runners lined up on Broadway Street for the start of the second annual Memorial Day 5K race.
Last year, a group of us thought it'd be great to kind of add one more event to the festivities, and so we started the Memorial Day 5K. We had 194 runners last year. I think we're about 180 this year on the hottest day of the year by far, and the hottest Memorial Day I can remember. I think it's 92, and on this pavement, it feels like 100. So we had an amazing turnout. We're really grateful for the people that came out. As you can see, there's a lot of activity going on behind me. The Memorial Day ceremony is going to start here at 1:30, but it's just an amazing show of support for our veterans and for our active duty, just to see people come out and give a couple hours of their day, have some family fun hopefully, and remember what this day really is about before they go to their family parties and their barbecues.
The course took runners to the Orion Veterans Memorial, where they crossed the finish line on Odana, and Orion Township Supervisor Chris Barnett took to the stage to announce the winners of this year's race. Finishing first overall was Merlin Elsner of Oakland Township with a time of 18:43.2. The first female to cross the finish line was 18-year-old Tiernan Michaela of Lake Orion with a time of 24:17.4. At 1:30 p.m., Orion Veterans Memorial Chair Dr. Joseph Mastro Mateo welcomed those in attendance and introduced guest speakers and performers. And once again, Chief Jerry Narsh introduced honored veteran Kenneth Smith to the crowd.
On Memorial Day, we come together to honor our veterans who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. On war-torn fields they fell, in oceans deep they lay. To honor them, we assemble as veterans and as citizens. It is for us they fell, it is for them who live. Each year our community recognizes a veteran who, but for the grace of God, survived. We honor all veterans by recognizing one to represent us, and in so doing we are constantly reminded of their sacrifice. And I am honored to present to you the 2018 Lake Orion Honored Veteran, Mr. Kenneth W. Sims, Gunner's Mate 3rd Class, United States Navy, Vietnam, 1966 to 1970.
The names of veterans killed in action were read aloud to the crowd. Included on that list was Frank Varga, the prominent sculptor who created the main statue at the Veterans Memorial, as well as the War Dogs Memorial. Varga passed away in April of 2018 at his home in Florida.
By coming here today, once again, you remembered over 1 million of our American men and women patriots who have sacrificed their lives for our sake. And I ask you please to continue to make a difference in your words and actions and stand tall for what is right and just. May God bless us with continued freedom, and may God continue to bless the United States of America, the land of the free, because of the brave.
The Paint Creek Trail once served the Penn Central Railroad before being converted to Michigan's first non-motorized rail-to-trail in 1983. Unfortunately, the trail ended at Atwater Street, which discouraged trail users from venturing into downtown Lake Orion. Now, thanks to the cooperation of several entities, the trail has been extended into the village. On the morning of Saturday, June 2nd, dignitaries gathered on the grounds of the Orion Art Center to celebrate the official grand opening of the Paint Creek Trail extension with a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
Let's officially open the Paint Creek Trail extension in Iron Belt Trailhead. For over 20 years, the Paint Creek Trail has wanted to extend into the village, into the downtown business district, into the communities, into the parks, and just through perseverance and cooperation, we were able to finally make it a reality. And this beautiful 0.6-mile extension is a great way for us to have a park-to-park trail, which would start at Rochester Municipal Park, and then end right here at beautiful Children's Park, where we have all kinds of amenities. Orion Township's providing a drinking fountain and public restrooms with their new building, the new fire station. We've got great businesses and bike amenities, and we're really excited to be able to have another 120 parking spaces available for anybody that would like to use the Paint Creek Trail.
This has been a vision in the making for a very long time, and we're very excited that Paint Creek Trail now starts at a park and ends at a park in both sides, and that there's ample parking and ample entertainment on both ends, because when you're biking, for most of us, biking involves having a reward at the end. And so the reward for this side of the trail is going to be downtown Lake Orion and all that we have to offer, and same thing on the other side with Rochester.
Walkers, runners, and bicyclists can now cross Atwater Street and cut through Lake Orion Lumber, who generously donated property that allowed the trail to extend into the downtown area.
Lake Orion Lumber is fantastic. We've been working with them for years, trying to figure out how we could extend the trail through their property or near their property. They were just central to this project, and through some negotiations and working with the DDA and MDOT, we were able to procure an easement from them and on the east side of their property that now has a nice pathway that winds through the back of their property, and an easy connection into Meeks Park, bringing you all the way here to Children's Park.
More than 100,000 Oakland County residents use the Paint Creek Trail annually. Benefiting from the extension is the Orion Art Center, which is now designated as a trailhead, and trail users can now fully explore everything downtown Lake Orion has to offer.
I'm here every day as the director of the Art Center, and I see people walking by constantly now, which is a great benefit to us because we get a lot more people just stopping in and visiting our exhibits that we have on display here throughout the year. And so it's going to be we have this nice big pad right out in front so we can have events here, just like we are doing here today. And it just gives us a lot of exposure, not only to the Art Center, but to the community itself and to downtown. So it's such a great benefit to us.
Oh, the trail itself is a great ride. I mean, I've done it. You can walk it, whatever you'd like to do, but the scenery and everything else is the number one benefit. But come enjoy the restaurants. Stop at the Art Center. The Art Center is a true jewel here in this community that many people haven't visited, and they need to. Come throw some horseshoes. Come on into our community. There's a lot to be offered to you here.
For more information, including maps and a history of the trail, visit paintcreektrail.org.
Another beautiful trail that passes right through Lake Orion is the Polly Ann Trail. Recently, Orion Township hosted an event that allowed participants to experience this Oakland County gem. On the morning of Sunday, May 20th, approximately 150 runners and walkers took part in the 22nd running of Orion Township's Dragon Dash. Participants checked in at the Orion Center, then gathered at the starting line for a 9 a.m. start.
Well, the atmosphere is wonderful. It's a great day to run. It's a little overcast, it's a little chilly, which runners just absolutely run. Great day.
Describe the course today.
Course is the same as last year. We start here at the Orion Center. We go down south on the Polly Ann Trail, loop around Township Hall, and come right back up here and end right in front of the Orion Center.
Finishing first overall was Chris Panisi of Royal Oak. Chris finished with a time of 19:21.
Have you taken part in this race before?
I never have. I was looking for a race a couple of days ago, and this one looked like an interesting course, so I came out to run it.
Terrific. How would you describe the race, the environment, the conditions?
It was great. You can park here and run right there. You can't beat that. The course is flat, so it was pretty fast. It was well marked. People were friendly. That was a good race.
The first female to cross the finish line was Lake Orion's own Jennifer Blendard, who lives just minutes away from the Orion Center. Jennifer finished with a time of 19:38.
What do you attribute your success to?
Well, God, I guess, giving me the ability to do this. But I train a lot during the week. And the beautiful weather. It's the perfect running temperature today.
When you run, do you see a lot of people you know? I mean, describe the environment for you?
Yeah, it's great. I see a lot of people I see during the work week or people I know from like neighbors and stuff, so it's a great community event.
We put this run on. We really just do it as a community event, get people out in the parks, get people out on the trail, being healthy, being active. Any proceeds that we cover above our costs go right back into the program.
Next up on the calendar is Orion Township's outdoor community garage sale known as the Closet Cleanout. This year the event will be combined with the Toy and Comic Expo, which will be taking place indoors. Both events will take place on Saturday, June 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit orionparks.com for more information.
Earlier this year, the Lake Orion Police Department resurrected the Kids and Cops program at Blanche Sims Elementary School after a long absence. Recently, a fundraiser was held to make sure the program continues in the fall. On Saturday, June 2nd, a large tent was set up in the parking lot near Children's Park for the third Clergy, Cops, and Kids event. Visitors enjoyed food and family-friendly fun and were invited to take part in cornhole games. A total of 5 different entertainers performed throughout the afternoon and evening, with the final band going on at 8:30 p.m.
Well, we realize that both of our organizations do a lot socially within the community for families and for children. And Pastor John Ball from the church and I got together one day and said, you know, we got to collaborate on an event. And out of that was born Clergy, Cops, and Kids. And the funds go for the many ministries that they do within the community at the church. And of course, we do the Kids and Cops and all of the youth sports and other things through the Kids and Cops program.
Money raised through hourly 50/50 raffles and beer sales not only benefited the Kids and Cops program, but also the many programs offered by the Lake Orion United Methodist Church.
The money today, we're going to specifically at the police department put it to our Kids and Cops program, which is our Friday events at Blanche Sims School in the winter months. And we provide food and entertainment for the kids all winter long. It's kind of a club, a place to go, a safe, fun-filled environment for police off-duty and kids to have good communication and a lot of fun at the same time. The Lake Orion United Methodist Church has multiple ministries that they do with it. They have food on Monday nights. For anyone in the community, they have an addiction ministry that they'll help people with addictions. They have actually, I think, some medical assistance and counseling assistance for anyone who needs it. It'll be free, and it's professional counseling services. They pay for it. So there's a host of ministries that the church does with their funds, but all of it really goes back into the Lake Orion community for families and kids.
If you missed the event, you can still contribute to the cause. To support Kids and Cops, you can contact Police Chief Jerry Narsh at 248-693-8323. To get involved with the efforts of the United Methodist Church, call 248-693-6201 and ask for either Senior Pastor Larry Wick or Associate Pastor John Ball.
Although Orion Township recently condensed multiple departments under the banner of Parks and Recreation, they continue to offer a wide variety of services to the area's senior citizens. Recently, the Orion Center hosted an annual expo that offered helpful information and free screenings. On the morning of Wednesday, May 23rd, 42 vendors set up shop inside the Orion Center for the 18th annual Senior Home and Health Expo. An estimated 300 visitors took advantage of the information provided by the vendors in the banquet room, and representatives of Beaumont offered informational lectures and free screenings in the lower level.
18th Senior Expo. We had a lot of great new vendors this year. We sort of put our nets out a little bit further. We have some brand new companies in Lake Orion. Canterbury on the Lake, who's always been here, has come back again this year. We also had Jade Hearing came out this year to do free screenings. Beaumont did lectures in the lower level, so it really was a great event. We have a lot of seniors here in Orion Township. They're not moving out and they're not moving away. So we want to make things as comfortable for them to stay here in Lake Orion, to make sure that they're healthy every day of the year, and to also make things available for them in their homes so they can get around and stay.
Beaumont has a year-round presence at the Orion Center, offering screenings, classes, and a health movie series. Pick up a copy of Orion Township's outreach mailer or visit orionparks.com for more information.
In July of 2017, a group of local bicyclists organized a ride of silence to honor the memory of Ralph Finneran, who was struck and killed by a distracted driver near the GM Orion assembly plant. This year, the group came together once again, this time to take part in a national event. ONTV's Joey Tysick has the story.
On the evening of May 16th, approximately 50 bicyclists of all ages gathered on the grounds of Woodside Bible Church to take part in the Ride of Silence, organized by Lake Orion's Holy Spokes. It was the first time local riders took part in a national event, which began in 2003 in Dallas, after Larry Schwartz was struck and killed by the mirror of a passing bus.
So the Ride of Silence is an international ride. There is a group called the Ride of Silence, and they set up rides all over the whole world, and it is a ride to honor those who have been killed or injured while riding their bicycles. It's a time to reflect on their lives. It's also a time to talk about bicycling safety and to have fellowship together.
Judith Finneran lost her husband Ralph in 2011 when he was struck and killed by a distracted driver on Gidding near the GM Orion assembly plant. A white ghost bike marks the location of the accident. Although she wasn't able to ride, she was there to encourage the participants.
It means love and support from the community. Since I lost my husband here in Orion Township in 2011, riding his bike by a distracted driver. So I like that it's, worldwide. It's in every state in the United States, and it's to increase awareness and also, of course, for those injured and killed, to honor them.
For more information, visit rideofsilence.org. In Orion Township, I'm Joey Tysick, reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joey. Lake Orion High School has been offering video production classes to its students since the late 80s. In 3 decades, the program has earned countless awards and produced hundreds of alumni. Recently, Dragon Broadcasting received a special honor, and staff and students celebrated by hosting the first ever Alumni Day. On Wednesday, May 16th, current and former students were invited to attend a special ceremony in the lobby of the Performing Arts Center. Earlier this year, it was announced that Dragon Broadcasting was inducted into the Michigan Student Media Hall of Fame, only the second class ever to receive that recognition.
The Michigan Interscholastic Press Association is our competitive organization for journalism publications in high schools like yearbooks and newspapers and such. And their top award for best in the state is called the Spartan. And our broadcast program has won the Spartan 9 out of the last 10 years. And that's what it takes to become a Hall of Fame inductee, which is very rare earth because very few programs can achieve that level. And we're just so very fortunate and happy to be to that level.
Roger Smith has been heading up Dragon Broadcasting since 2002 when he took over for the retiring Brett Saunders, who started the program. 16 years later, Smith has now been overseeing Dragon Broadcasting for the same amount of time his former teacher and mentor ran the program.
It's very surreal to know that I have been doing this as long as the man that I had as a teacher. Now he had taught for many more years than I have yet at this point, but to have been the leader of this capstone class, the TPW class, is very surreal to realize that the man that is my role model and who I learned from, now I'm about to surpass him in terms of how many years I have taught that class, and that's just a very odd feeling.
In addition to Hall of Fame honors, Dragon Broadcasting students also receive numerous individual awards.
We've been very fortunate to have lots of individual winners. Every year our students will apply for scholarships and individual awards, and really awards are not our priority. I see it as our goal is to make the best productions, the best broadcasts for our audience, and if we do that, then those awards and scholarships will happen. And this year, that's happened again. Senior Ian Gilmour has been named the best broadcasting student in the entire state of Michigan out of all the broadcast students out there.
There's two steps. So the first step is getting put on the student journalist staff. So that's a letter that came in the mail, and so that felt really good. So it was just a bunch of hours I put in the studio, and that felt good. Just getting that far, it felt good. The work paid off, and then we went to the MIPA conference in the spring, and when they were announcing, there's 6 different categories, and video was the 5th. So when they started announcing who it was, there was little hints within their introduction that I thought it was myself, and then when they said my name, it just felt so good, like just a relief that all the hard work just paid off.
A lot of them do go into broadcasting and journalism and video production and film behind the scenes in front of the camera, but the leadership, the organization, the time management, the connectivity, the networking, the importance of storytelling that we teach them, that they will hopefully take to their lives, their careers down the road, no matter what path they choose to take.
Lake Orion High School's robotics program is celebrating its 20th year of existence. Recently, the program showed off its accomplishments and recruited students at the middle school and elementary school levels. On Wednesday, May 23rd, First Team 302 hosted its annual Robo Expo at Lake Orion High School. Students showed off robots, bragged about their many awards, and encouraged younger students to enter the program as early as elementary school.
So our Robo Expo is a great way for us to give back to the community and the sponsors, and we're showing off all the stuff that we do here at Team 302. We're showing off our high school team, all the different parts of our high school team, the work we've accomplished, the robot we've built, and all the awards we've won. We're also showing how we are expanding our program into all the lower schools in the Lake Orion District. We have teams at all the middle schools in the Lake Orion District, and we're working on building teams at elementary level. So we're helping people sign up, start the teams. We've already started a couple. So we're here showing off to the community, helping to build some more teams and get a lot of great relationships with our sponsors.
Although the robotics program is fairly new at the middle school and elementary school levels, the teams have excelled in competition, and the program has helped prepare students for a career in math, science, and engineering.
When you mention that you're on a robotics team, job offers come. You get sponsorships, we get scholarships. There's a lot of extra bonuses that you get that comes along with being in the first competitions.
Before I went into the robotics team, I wanted to be a computer programmer. You know, I was more of a theater, choir type person. And since I joined the robotics team, I became much more logically driven, and I changed career paths from computer science to actuary science. It's impacted me in a lot of ways.
It's really inspired me, and it's helped me learn a lot about what it's like to be a builder and help build robots and everything. I really want, it's taught me a lot about engineering and everything, especially when it's a field that I want to go into. And it's just made me really excited to help girls get involved with it and to learn how to do what I'm doing.
For more information about the Lake Orion Robotics Program, visit team302.org.
There are many incentives for businesses to join the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce, including networking opportunities and events. And the Chamber offers a fun opportunity for new businesses and new members. On Thursday, May 31st, representatives of the Chamber gathered at the complex just north of Galling Buick GMC to welcome Lake Orion Fit Body Boot Camp to the family of Chamber of Commerce members.
It's just a great networking community, great way to build relationships, and it's a way to be around like-minded people too. So everyone has those same goals, the same aspirations. I feel like with being part of the chamber, what a great environment to be around, to talk to other people and to network and be around, and be involved in such a great community to support and encourage each other.
Lake Orion Fit Body Boot Camp opened its doors in December of 2016, offering a wide variety of options for both beginner and advanced fitness enthusiasts.
We specialize in HIIT, which means high intensity interval training, all 30-minute sessions, and what we do is stations of work with 1 or 2 exercises per station rotating throughout the room. It's for every fitness level. So whether you're a beginner or an expert, this workout is for you. We can modify or make it as much as intense as you want it to be. And we bring out different toys throughout the workout. Every day it's a different workout. And the beauty of it, once again, is that it's only 30 minutes long. So you're in and you're out. We have the super early morning sessions and then the evening sessions as well.
For more information, you can call 248-318-9403 or visit lakeorionfitbody.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram.
In nearly 3 decades of existence, the Motor City Comic-Con has grown to become one of the biggest Comic-Cons in the nation. ONTV's Joe Johnson attended the event in May and had a chance to rub elbows with a few celebrities.
The Motor City Comic-Con kicked off its 29th year on Friday, May 18th at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. More than 55,000 fans passed through the doors over the course of the 3-day event, many dressed in elaborate and creative costumes. Visitors came to shop for comics and collectibles and to meet with hundreds of comic book creators and artists, as well as dozens of actors from popular films and television shows. Xena herself, Lucy Lawless, Wallace Shawn of The Princess Bride, and actors from the 2017 version of Stephen King's It were in attendance and took part in panel discussions. Black Lightning premiered on the CW in January of 2018 and was recently renewed for a second season. Chris Williams stars as the superhero who can manipulate electricity.
I mean, season 2, I think we're just going to we're going to even have more fun, because season 1 was really about introducing the characters, because this is not a character that people grew up with, like it's not like Green Lantern or Superman or Batman. So we took that time to really explain the world and introduce the characters. So now season 2, we get to just have fun. We don't have to explain anything anymore. And so, I think we're going to explore not only like the benefits of having powers, but the negative parts of having powers. The youngest daughter is going to be discovering her powers, and she doesn't know how to control them, and she doesn't really want them. So that's going to be a different journey. And Tobias, I think, is going to bring a whole other level of supervillains to fight. So I think we're raising the bar. We're just going to build on what we did.
Trekkies were able to visit with a genuine Star Trek actor. Garrett Wong starred as Harry Kim on 7 seasons of Star Trek Voyager. There was also a mini reunion of actors who played roles in the original Superman movie starring Christopher Reeve. Sadly, Margot Kidder, who played Lois Lane, passed away less than 1 week before she was scheduled to appear at the Comic-Con. Fans were encouraged to honor her memory at her booth.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Any money raised over the weekend was donated to the Stafford Animal Shelter in Livingston, Montana. Visit staffordanimalshelter.org if you'd like to make a donation in Margot Kidder's name. In Novi, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joe. That looked like a lot of fun.
It sure did. And that'll wrap it up for this edition of ONTV News. I'm Stacy Calloway.
And I'm Ian Gilmour. Thanks for watching.